Greetings, Stash Wyslouch here, and welcome to Quick Tips. If you're interested in supporting the making of these lesson videos, please become a patron on my Patreon page. You'll get access to all of my quick tips, many of which are Patreon exclusive, access to my monthly workshops, and all the supplemental materials that come with these videos. Today's quick tip: impose a flat 3 diminished chord on the B part of Whiskey Before Breakfast. In quick tip 114, we discussed a classic harmonic move that we extracted from the popular American songbook tune, The Song Is You. It went from a 1 chord, C major 7, to a flat 3 diminished chord, E flat diminished, to a 2 minor chord, D minor 7, to a 5/7 chord, G7 back to 1. The main thing I got out of that is a flat 3 diminished chord precedes a 2 minor chord in a really nice way. In quick tip 112, we introduced the idea of imposing our own harmony onto pre-existing harmony on a tune we know and love. So when I saw this harmonic move, in the world of jazz, I see a great excuse to practice interesting sounds like the whole half diminished scale. In bluegrass, we don't get those opportunities as much, so we have to create them for ourselves. So thinking along those lines, I asked myself the question, what tune goes from a 1 chord to a 2 minor chord? And perhaps we could introduce a flat 3 diminished chord between those two to add some nice harmonic motion. One of the classic tunes of the flat picking songbook is Whiskey Before Breakfast. In the first 4 bars of the B part, we go from a 1 chord to a 1 chord to a 2 chord, 2 minor, to a 5 chord. So I thought this would be the perfect tune to try imposing our own harmony. So imagine we've gone a few rounds in the jam, trading solos, and now we want to spice it up a bit. We're going to impose a flat 3 diminished chord on that B part. In order to practice this, we're going to set up a template. For those first 4 bars, for bar 1, we're going to play just a straight melody. For bar 2, we're going to impose in our heads the flat 3 diminished chord, in this case an F diminished chord. On bar 3, we're going to resolve to a 2 minor chord, mostly revolving around the melody notes. And then for bar 4, we're going to stick with the melody. Sticking with the melody so much will hopefully give the listener something to latch onto as we depart from the familiar territory and introduce some weird harmonic devices like the diminished chord in a place that normally doesn't have it. Now, if you go back several quick tips, I've talked a lot about the 3-pronged practice routine: improvisation, structure, and composition. For this quick tip, I just want to use the composition prong to illustrate. So my suggestion to you, as somebody who might be interested in this, is on that second bar of the B part, write 3 different variations that would imply an F diminished sound that then resolve to an E minor sound. In terms of the specific ins and outs on how to make a line that really implies an F diminished chord, you can check out quick tips like quick tip 95. And as a general guideline, I'd say just stick to the chord tones on strong beats, and there's a good chance that the F diminished sound will come across. We're going to go much more in depth in the near future on quick tips and in Patreon exclusive workshops on this concept of diminished chords and implying them in a linear fashion. But also be sure to check out the most recent quick tip I did, quick tip 115, where we talked a lot about the whole half diminished scale, which could be used as a source of ingredients for some notes to give you a very diminished sound. So here are 3 variations where we have melody, F diminished, resolving to a 2 minor chord, pretty much melody, and then the 4th bar straight melody of Whiskey Before Breakfast. 2, 3, 4. Three, 4. Example 3. Out of 32 bars, this will only occur once, maybe twice in the whole form. But just that little spice, that little bar of F diminished, might add some really interesting new ideas to your improvisation. 1, 2, 3, 4. In the next quick tip, I want to address practice roadmaps. Problem solving the question, how can I integrate this flat 3 diminished sound in a more spontaneous way and really have it become a part of my playing as opposed to something that I have to prearrange all the time or really think about. So stay tuned for that, and thank you for being a part of the process. See you next time.